NSFW, how would society be different if everyone was naked? Sunscreen industry would be bigger than Amazon. Design for outdoor spaces would also prioritize shade more. Someone would be working around the clock to develop a type of sun shield. Something that breathes, cool, flexible and easily produced. It will legit take a lot of time and effort and spawn dozens of industries and probably be made of animal products at first but then morph into more vegetable products and then synthetics. Fashionable pubic haircuts would be more common. LOL, I love it. I imagine a downstairs Karen straightened, cut asymmetrically, blonde streaks. Oh no, I don't want to imagine my pubic hair with braids. Some would develop a morbid fear of hot soup. Fried foods would be a very expensive delicacy due to the high salary of employees willing to risk their junk. Such a specific but completely true statement. I'd certainly reconsider letting my kids sit on Santa's lap at Christmas time. How would we even distinguish Santa from everyone else? No more laundry. I don't know what I would do with all of the free time. Hug your loved ones? Wash furniture? Ick. We would probably eradicate mosquitoes. Got a skeeton on my Peter. Once a mosquito lands on your balls, that's when you realize things can be solved without violence. Sun Tzu. The majority of the people would live in the tropical/subtropical zone. Mosquitoes tow. And people would be getting skin cancer left and right. Those with lighter skin, especially redheads, probably wouldn't live as long, which means they'd have fewer children. Natural selection would favor those who aren't as harmed by sun exposure. Considering most of you motherfuckers have a hard time washing your hands, I'd probably start carrying around my own personal chair. God only knows what goes on back there. You're talking to a B-Day lifer. Let he without sin. It's customary for nudists to carry towels. I'd spend less time imagining what everyone looks like naked. On average, how many hours per week you do it now? Thus it's easier to make a speech. I work in construction. My job would become considerably more dangerous. Wear PPE, penis protection equipment. You'll never have your ballsack savaged by a splintery 2x4 again. At least you're not a firefighter, astronaut or hazardous waste cleanup guy. Everyone would be able to give speeches confidently. If you get nervous that all the boys get boners when you speak in front of the class, just imagine them all clothed. Well, people would get very into tattoos. As if they aren't already. I have tattoos on my forearms, I have tattoos on my thighs. I have tattoos on my kneecaps, and my earlobes and my eyes. I have tattoos on my belly, I have tattoos on my back. I have tattoos on my elbows, and the crevice of my crack. I have tattoos on my knuckles, I have tattoos on my nose. I have tattoos on my nipples, and my fingers and my toes. I have tattoos on my ankles, I have tattoos on my tongue. I have tattoos in a pattern on my penis. Those ones stung. Boners wouldn't be a secret anymore. Society would have to come to terms with that. Sometimes they're random, and that's normal and healthy and you can't really help it. And sometimes they're because someone is attractive, and that's normal and healthy and you can't really help it. Which sounds fine in principle, but in practice there's probably be a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth if someone's boss/teacher/old guy next door always gets an erection when they show up. That would probably be great for shy guys. They'd be making the first move whether they wanted to or not. High school would be messy. Middle school would be so much worse. Jesus, that sounds horrible. It would be a lot harder to conceal carry. Harder, but not impossible. Zap carry is best carry. Probs be a lot more body conscious or body positive. Probably more body neutral. Bodies aren't that interesting anymore if you see them all the time in their natural state. Remember that syndrome quote from The Incredibles, when everyone's super, no one will be? As someone whose family used to go to nudist camps a lot, same applies. You stop noticing or caring that everyone's naked very quickly. Honestly, seeing someone with a shirt on draws more attention than anything. As someone whose family used to go to nudist camps a lot, how does this look? Did you have a big family? Wasn't it awkward? My fam wigs TF out when I'm watching some show with exposed breasts on screen. I just look at them like it's not like I haven't seen it before, rolling eyes face. I am a girl who also likes looking at titties. Smile. Having been a patron of a clothing optional club, it's interesting for a few minutes, then you go back to what you were doing. I really think most people would benefit from going to a nude beach or naturist village. Everyone thinks it will be super sexual, but it gets normalized very quickly. So true. It gets normal real quick. Like being at the beach, even, nobody is shocked at seeing some skin after a while. Just bodies, no more, no less. Frying pan handles would be longer. I've burned my shitty nipple. This guy cooks. Clothed fetish. Would lingerie become super sexy? Already a thing. Clothes stores would go out of business. Also strippers. We'd be colder, more sunburned, and more chafed. Rugged like chat. How's it hanging? Doesn't have to be ours. Bidets would be much more popular. I wouldn't wear one instead of clothes. Sex ed would have to be taught a lot earlier. You guys getting sex ed? People who could tolerate frying bacon would be terrestrial deities. I cook bacon shirtless, that's what chest hair is for. I fry in the nude. It's not too bad, you just gotta know your angles. Brides and grooms wouldn't spend so much time and money deciding what they and the wedding party should wear. It's still a formal event since everyone will be in their birthday suits. Fights over thermostat settings would get deadly. You'd have to explain the bruises and bite marks from a cheeky BDSM session to people around you. Well, I definitely wouldn't be able to find my keys. Prison wallet. After about half a day we'd all remember why our ancestors invented clothes. We'd be far less hypersexualized when seeing a butt, a pair of boobs, a penis or a vagina. And Redditors would finally see boobs or a vagina. Nah, clothed or not, a hot butt will always be hot. I would constantly pray that no mosquito will bite my ball sack. I used to have bad chiggers on my nuts every summer from age 6 to 12. Moved to a different area and it wasn't a problem anymore. My nuts were constantly swollen with bites. Specifically my nuts. No other area of my body was touched. It's still a favorite place for ticks and I frequently find them there after camping. Hype beasts would shave their body hair into Supreme logos. School presentations would suck even more. Who needs a pointer when you've got a penis? Hello, this is my presentation. Everyone staring at your dick. A lot of people would gain a few attractivity points. Some people with average or even A faces have some really nice bods. It ain't even a wong boobs thing, the full human form is simply generally pleasing. There would be a lot less habitable zones for humans to live in. I think more people would be in shape. Maybe at first. But then everybody would get used each other's body shapes, so effect size would go down to 0. Fighting would get a lot weirder. The porn industry wouldn't be near as profitable. It's not like people would be lying around spread eagle or just having sex on the street all the time. Bus stop benches would actually be regularly cleaned. I don't think so. Does the carpet match the drapes? Wouldn't be a thing. A lot more people would shave their assholes. Nor, I'd be trying to grow as much pubes as possible, for a barrier between furniture and private bits. I think it would be the opposite. People would grow out their body hair way more so that it could fill its original purposes of keeping us warmer and protecting us from bugs and such. As a woman who currently shaved her pubes, I would definitely stop doing that if we had to be naked all the time. Health would improve. People would be more aware of stuff going on about their bodies, because they would see more examples and friends would point out when there is something wrong with skin, etc. We wouldn't go out as much in the winter. People wouldn't sexualize female breasts nearly as much. A large part of what makes them sexual is the fact that we cover them and treat them as sexual. That and they feel great to play with. Yeah. Plus the push-up bras and low-cut necklines and such that are used to put a spotlight on them would be gone. Rush hour subway would be very sticky. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.